Hey, welcome to Wrestling with Fate. We're going to be watching NXT and AEW. We're going to week 2 of doing this. So let's see how it's going. Started it at 7:30 because so it's not quite as long of a live stream here. So far we had a really good match with Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. That was pretty cool. So let's take a look at NXT. They had a women's tag match, actually, interaction with Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era. It looks like Velveteen Dream wants a heavyweight title match. Right now in NXT, we do have one of the WWE released superstars, Drake Maverick. Just almost beat Atlas. So that's what's going on right there. So hello, 13 Scorpio. How are you doing today? Thanks for joining the live stream here. So it's Atlas versus Drake Maverick match is actually pretty decent over on AEW right now. They just have Matt Hardy doing his broken gimmick, challenging Sammy Guevara to a match at the compound. I used to love the Matt Hardy broken gimmick. I just think once he went to WWE and then tried to do broken, and now it's just, I think the time has passed on that gimmick. So okay, if you guys aren't watching NXT, I would say go back and take a look at this. Atlas is on the top ropes. He does a somersault on the ropes. So he puts his hand on the ropes. He does a complete somersault and then drops down in midair into a DDT on Drake Maverick. I have never seen that move done before. And to have that agility and that ability to hit a somersault while on the not a somersault, handstand. He did a handstand on the top ropes. And as he's coming down from the handstand, gets Drake Maverick and hits him with the DDT. So if you're not watching it, go back and take a look at it. That was actually quite interesting. And now AEW is on commercial. And Jake Atlas is his name. New to NXT. It's part of their cruiserweight tournament. So he's doing an interview with them right now. So, out there, if you guys have any questions, anything you guys want to talk about, now's your time, live. You can do so. Looks like NXT is about to go commercial here. So later on, we have Kushida versus Tony Nese in this Cruiserweight Championship tournament. Actually, that's coming up, it looks like, next after the commercial here on NXT. So we'll see what we have over here on AEW. So, commercial. So, like I said, earlier in the night, AEW, Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin. Pretty good match to start out AEW. So, I definitely think AEW is winning so far. That was a pretty strong match. But this Drake Maverick Atlas match was not too bad. It was pretty good. So, yeah, still on commercial for both of them.
everyone's at home, binge button all. Planet Fitness is bringing the judgment-free zone to you. Join us on Facebook Live for daily home workouts. Plus, we put our gym.
Okay, thanks for that tip. I will help. I will take care of that. I will do that.
But that doesn't mean you're in this alone. We're automatically refunding our customers a portion of their personal auto premiums. We're also offering flexible.
So thank you, 13 Scorpio, for that tip. That definitely will help. If you're watching this, you have tips, comment, even if it's you're watching it after the fact. Just taking a moment to try to figure out if I can add that in here now or.
Introducing the perfect pairing of the finest spirits flavors with rich Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Because your best deserves our best. The new Haagen-Dazs Spirits Collection. Challenges during these difficult times. Your local agri is here to help. For our customers experiencing hardship, payment extensions, referrals, and late fee waivers are available.
Tonight's main event. Well, I do know that. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to pay attention to that and let you know. I'm not sure what the main events are for both of them. Let's see. AEW is back on some Allen Angels. Not sure who that is. You know, I think AEW taped quite a bit of stuff, so I'm not expecting to see any of the talent that was released last week show up. I probably wouldn't. Maybe next week they might do it, but I'm not. I would be shocked if I see anybody that was released last week Wednesday on there because I think they have enough stuff filmed for right now. And I probably, without a crowd, I probably wouldn't. If they're going to pick up somebody like Rusev, I probably would want to keep that for when there is a crowd. So this Allen character is actually going to go against Kenny Omega. Gives a little key tidbits on the bottom. 6 straight wins for Kenny Omega in singles competition. He is the current tag team champion of AEW right now as well. Plus, he has the AAA championship that he is currently actually wearing on the screen right now. So in the mixed rankings, it looks like Kenny Omega is ranked number 4 right now. See what's going on NXT. Just a promo here with Keithley and Damian Priest. So Damian Priest is doing a promo. Streamer 546 says hello. Hi, Streamer 546. So the main event tonight is Adam Cole and Roderick Strong versus Keith Lee. And, oh man, Keith Lee and Velveteen Dream. It's live streams. My brain sometimes forgets things here.
I've seen in many, many, many years. Thank you. And mostly it's because of me, but Kenny had something to do with it as well. Like I said, great performance. Also, little old fact, Kenny actually spent some time.
All right, neither match right now is really all that terribly exciting. They're actually just doing another promo back-to-back on NXT with Kushida. So this is another NXT tournament matchup here. Just another video right now with Tony Nese trying to hype up that match, Tony Nese versus Kushida here.
It's a very good learning experience for a youngster like this. I mean, look, just the fact he's able to take Kenny Omega down, show up the flash moves, he can put this on his highlight tab.
So the AEW match, Kenny Omega, that seems like that's probably going to be where my mindset or my viewing is going to be at here for a little bit. So I do think on AEW tonight it's going to be Dustin Rhodes is going to be going against somebody, and if he loses, he's going to retire. If he wins, he actually advances in the tournament for the TNT title, and then he will go against the Murder Hawk, the guy that's feuding with Cody Rhodes right now. So I do expect to see Dustin go over on that one, and then lose on that follow-up match. So, yeah, Kenny Omega's beating Angels up pretty good here. Angels just reversed it. NXT, where the match has finally actually started. Looks like Ryan is on. How you doing, Ryan? Thanks for tuning in. Loved all the questions you had last week. If anybody has questions, type them up there. I'll try to get, I'll look at it and try to get to all of them. So if you're just watching now, I would go back and watch the ending of the Drake Maverick match. That was actually a pretty interesting finish. At this, I can't remember the guy's name already, but he hit a really cool handstand thing off the top ropes. He actually did a cartwheel on the top ropes and hit into a DDT on Drake Maverick. So a cartwheel on the top ropes to Maverick did not win. So the new guy, he actually hit a cartwheel from the top rope turnbuckle onto the ropes. And actually, as he was coming down from this cartwheel, swung it into a DDT on Drake Maverick and then got the pin. So definitely tune into that one. That was actually pretty interesting. And if you have it DVR'd, the first match, Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara on AEW, was definitely worth watching as well. This one right here, Tony Nese, and it's not really doing anything for me. So we'll see what AEW Kenny Omega just hit the Snapdragon on this Angel character, brand new character. So Maverick is out of the tourney. No, actually, what I really like about this is they're actually doing Group A 4 wrestlers and Group B 4 wrestlers. And then everyone in Group A will wrestle each other. Whoever has the best win-loss record from Group A will face the winner of whoever has the best win-loss record from Group B. And then those two will face off. So it's not a one and out. So they do have to face all three other competitors, and then whoever has the best win-loss record will move on to that final matchup. Looks like, okay, Kenny Omega just hit a massive power bomb on this Angles, then hit him with the running knee. I believe that was his V trigger that he just hit him with. So Ryan just put, okay, then I'm convinced this release is a work. I know they filmed all the matches. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about these releases. I do feel that a few of those wrestlers are going to be coming back, and then probably fairly soon, 30 days, then I should be able to use them. I know one of the release wrestlers was just on the bump. So they've been mentioning Sarah Logan quite a bit. They actually almost used her on Raw, which if she's released, how are you going to expect her to be on Raw? But so I know she's projected to probably get her contract back here soon. The Revival, or now they're known as the Revolt. So the Revival, now known as the Revolt, I don't think will be showing up. I probably would keep the Revolt for when there's a live audience. I wouldn't. So let's see. Ryan says the bump sounds like a morning show with 4 pregnant women. That was a good one. Yeah, it does. I haven't actually tuned into those. If anybody is watching, they tuned into it. Is it something I should tune into? Is it entertaining? I don't know. So much wrestling in a week. I'm not, I watch it every day, but I still don't have enough time to watch everything that comes out. So NXT is uncommercial. A lot of promos I'm seeing tonight. A lot of promos on NXT, just try to advance the story without doing a lot of matches. AEW is doing a lot of promos tonight as well. So, yeah. Not a big fan of all of the promos, but I get it. There's only so much that they can do. So again, if you're watching this, you have questions, you have comments, put them down there. I see them as they pop up on the screen. So between watching AEW and NXT live, I'll be answering questions and kind of just talking wrestling. So that was just an SCU. So we got Kip Sabin versus Dustin Rhodes tonight. If Dustin loses, they say he's going to retire. So we got Ryan. Are you going to do a live video with Money in the Bank? That might actually be pretty interesting. I might do that. But if I do that, I probably do it in a different format and get other people involved and bring people in. So I'll make a few inquiries on that, and we'll keep that posted. That's a pretty good one. I think that would be pretty interesting, especially with the new climbing the corporate ladder. Not sure how that's going to go. I think that there's some potential there for doing some cool things. In the promo for it, I do see that there's a ring on top of the building. So are they going to have a ring? Are the ladders just going to be up there? Or are they actually going to put a ring in there and then actually suspend the belt somehow? So is the ring on top of the building? If that's the case, that's pretty interesting. So kind of takes me back to the old WCW days when they would do the spring break and then it would be the ring surrounded by the pool. probably one of my favorite episodes. I'd look forward to every year just because you knew Rey Mysterio, he was doing something. So you can play the 2K20 matches while the pay-per-view happens. Probably could do that, except for a lot of the time when I play the 2K20 matches, the game crashes. I mean, it's just such, a big disappointment. And I'm like, yeah, I got it when it was doing that massive sale. And I still feel like I kind of got, because I've done a couple battle royals now, and I've only been able to complete one without the game having some sort of hiccup and crashing. The other thing is the multiplayer on there. It's been pretty fun to go in there and do some of the online matches on there. But then, I see one thing and then something else, they're seeing something else. So the game kind of messes up. Yeah, definitely a refund. I'm glad to see that they're not doing 2K21 this year. They're going to do something different. I don't think that the football games, the basketball games, and everything, they need a new game every year. I would just like to see them do kind of like a Fortnite where it's new season, new pass, has new matches, new characters. You might have to buy the season pass every year, but so what? $30 a year for having new stuff added to an already good game. Not here to pub Fortnite or anything, but how many years have a lot of people been playing? Myself, I've been playing for a couple years, and even though I get frustrated with it, I'm kind of all in because I've been buying things throughout the couple years. So $30, $40 upgrade. Yeah. Every year, $30 to $40, have the new season, a new season pass for that year. They would save them so much money. They could just improve on an already good game. But it looks like they've already given up on the game shortly after it was released. Actually, it looks like they've given up on the game before it even got released. So AEW is on commercial. NXT, that's still going. Tony Nese is... Okay, I might have to take it back with these cruiserweights. Kushida just hit Tony Nese with the Sakuraba lock off the top ropes, kept it on, and got the submission on Tony Nese. So Okada just got the win there. That was a pretty interesting finish. I might have to take it back on the cruiserweight division. It might be. It's definitely got me watching it now. That was actually pretty interesting. Okay, wow, they're showing some of the highlights, and Tony Nese hit a beautiful 450 splash. So I see Ryan here. He mentioned we need a new No Mercy game. I don't know if you guys played the No Mercy. I know the Nintendo 64 was some of the best multiplayer games, wrestling games, I think that were out there. Matter of fact, every now and then, if I go and play the Nintendo 64, I'm usually playing that. But now that we talk about interesting video games, has anybody out there played Crash? It was the WWE driving game. I can't remember the name of it offhand. I do own that. I do occasionally go back and play that. I know Benoit is a character in there and a couple others. Okay, so Riddle and Timothy Thatcher are just talking about how I guess Thatcher is going to be his tag team partner going forward until his partner can come back, the bruiserweight, until he can come back. So you got Timothy Thatcher is going to be teaming with Riddle. Yeah, it was like Crash Hour. It was one of those two. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if anybody else besides me and Ryan have played that, but that was a pretty interesting game. believe you can even do like a Hell in a Cell match. So that was, twisted metal with the WWE twist to it. So later on, up next, actually, Gargano with Candice LeRae. They're going to be doing some sort of interview, kind of explain, hey, what that was, the turning on Tommaso at the end of the match was all about, I'm assuming. Jimmy Havoc is on AEW right now. Interesting character. Probably a lot similar to how when I got started wrestling is the Jimmy Havoc character. And he's going to be wrestling Orange Cassidy. Okay. I do like the gimmick. Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. His 2020 record is actually 0-2, but his AEW career is 1-3. So he doesn't have the best record out there. Again, I love that they do that. It kind of just adds a little extra to it. But the gimmick of wrestling, I don't care. It's whatever. I'm going to put my hand in my pants or my pockets and just do flips and all this stuff. It's interesting to watch. Might not be the best, but it's definitely interesting to watch.
Sunglasses around Jimmy Havoc in the middle of the day. Apparently not. He has taken the measure of Orange Cassidy. Now Orange Cassidy finally. Wow, just whacked him in the back.
And it doesn't look good for Orange Cassidy already. Havoc did attack him from behind.
That's what I would do. Take it off and I choke him with it. See?
Freshly squeezed is your urologist's nickname, huh? Pants pocket. Hands in your pants pocket. Orange Cassidy does, yeah. I did say hands in your pants. Okay. He just keeps stripping Orange Cassidy down. Now he's just in these jeans. His shirt's getting ripped off now. So I'm kind of liking, I do like that they got Jericho on the commentary. I do think that gives them a little bit of edge versus NXT. Havoc is putting the work in on Orange Cassidy right now. And it's commercial on NXT, so AEW is kind of, they're putting together a good match right now.
That's why. Right now. We have it with a vertical
suplex on the outside to Orange Cassidy.
That's unforgiving concrete underneath that 1 or 2 inch padding. It's sending warning out to both members here of Best Friends. Jimmy Havoc goes back to the attack once again. Watch out.
So Orange Cassidy does have his best friends. The best friends are at ringside. Orange Cassidy has yet to get any offense in. Oh, that was good. So took him to a ring post, put him up against the post, chopped him. Orange Cassidy kind of fumbles down to the next ring post. Well, thanks, Ryan, for hopping in. If you come back in, we'll talk to you then. Thanks for watching. And then he fumbles on over to the other ring post, goes to do a chop. Orange Cassidy ducks. He stops, chops him in the back, and then pokes him in the eye. So I'm watching this Jimmy Havoc, and he's just putting the work in on Orange Cassidy, and it kind of he's aggressive. He's an aggressive guy. He's kind of violent and aggressive, and it kind of reminds me of my matches, you know. So you see me in the ring, I'm gonna be on you. You don't want me on you? Well, then, you know, do something about it. So this match has been going on for about 3 minutes. It's been 3 minutes or so. It's been very entertaining. And Orange Cassidy has yet got one single offensive move in.
I saw Orange have a great match with Pac a few months ago on Dynamite. But he's not showing me much tonight. I gotta be honest.
So they're talking about a match that Jericho was talking about a match that Orange Cassidy had with Pac. Not really seeing him on AEW, which I'm kind of wondering what's up with that. He definitely should have been in the tournament. The tournament that's going on right now for the TNT Championship. So NXT right now, we have a Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae talking about the whole Tommaso Ciampa. So this is putting Candice LeRae, her heel turn, making her a heel. Which is good because I'm not a big fan of Candice LeRae. So maybe this will make her a little bit more entertaining. It's kind of like, all right, hey, I'm trying to watch just both of them and see which one's a little bit better right now. Oh, Orange Cassidy has his hands in his pockets, wrestling right now. Flying crossbody off the top. Man, that interview is good thing I have this DVR so I can go back and see it. So on NXT, Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano they're complaining how they've been doing everything the right way. So how they've been trying to, you know, help out the rest of the locker room, yada yada. It's interesting that they said, you know, they've been not trying to do the on-air couple, even though they're a real-life married couple. But now it's done. It's over. They're going to be looking out for each other's back. Interesting. So Candice LeRae is now sporting like this grayish purple hairdo and this dark lipstick. Interesting. Kind of interested to see where that's going.
Maybe she likes you to have it too. Look at this. Come on, Chuck. Chuck. Wow. Look at the Judy. Penelope Ford. And how dare Chuck Taylor lay his hands on a lady? Oh, there's Angela with his shades still on. He's like,
Okay, so Kip Sabian's actually out interfering in this Orange Cassidy match. So I'm assuming the Dustin match is going to be next. Orange Cassidy pulled up a roll-up victory. Now he's getting double teamed. I'm assuming this is what's going to lead to Dustin actually coming out and breaking it up, which will lead to their one-on-one match. No, it's the best friends coming in to make the save. So that's what's going on in AEW right now. Just a promo on NXT for their merchandise. AEW up next. They hear from MJF. I know he's injured right now, so they're going to talk about that. And then Wardlow is in action up next. So that's what's coming up on AEW if you're watching live. NXT, they are doing a commercial right now for Psych. I know it's not wrestling, but a lot of wrestlers do show up on Psych. If you haven't watched Psych, watch it. Great series. They've had Charlotte, The Big Show, John Cena, The Miz, and I believe there's a few other ones that showed up as well at some point during that series. John Cena, I think, has been on there like 2 times, possibly 3. And AEW is on commercial right now, so yeah, if you guys have comments, comment below. I did start this a half hour later just to try to maybe keep it going a little bit so it's not such a long stream in case somebody wanted to tune in later. I do like the idea of possibly live streaming Money in the Bank just so that or at least maybe even just during those Money in the Bank matches. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to talk it over and let's see if we can get it in a different format where there's other people in here and just something more than just myself. On Wednesdays, I'm looking at kind of just being able to just talk to you guys and have the live stream, have the questions in the comments. So that's what Wednesday is about. Just watching AEW and NXT live with you guys. And if you want to comment, definitely chat. I'll answer your chats on air here. So, but the Money in the Bank, I might be willing to do that, but I would do it in a different format where maybe people that are watching, maybe I'll invite certain people so they can talk about what they're seeing. Have multiple people on. So, but on Wednesdays it's just gonna be me just talking with you guys. We'll watch both of them, which both shows are on commercial right now. So, yep, both are still on commercials. So, if you have any questions, definitely post them down there. I will answer those live as I see them. So, on AEW, next is going to be MJF explaining what's going on with his injury. Not expecting to see any of the WWE released wrestlers tonight. I wouldn't probably expecting to see some of them until maybe next week. Maybe But I would probably hold off on if any of them go to AEW. I'd probably wait till there's a live crowd. What do you guys think? So AEW, NXT. Oh, MJF is on AEW right now. So MJF, great at his promos. Was not a fan of his at first, but man, his promos are just stellar. This is interesting. So he said last time he was on AE Dynamite, he was gambling on the matches. I did see that. He said he was throwing his cash. He received a very serious injury. He got a hangnail. But like a true champ, he kept going, and then it became serious. He didn't say what his actual injury is, but he is in an arm sling. Did look like his pinky finger, like his two fingers right here, were taped up. So now we have someone by the name of Lee Johnson is debuting here on AEW. So, but he's going to be going against Wardlow here. So this is probably going to be a one-sided squash match. I don't actually know if I've ever seen his intro here. Wardlow. I mean, the guy is a big dude. He's a big dude. Showing some of the wrestlers that are out along the ringside. We got Shawn Spears at ringside. Britt Baker. Okay, and NXT. Okay, we got Mia Yim versus Jessie. Somebody relatively new to NXT. So again, I would be surprised here if Mia Yim loses this one. Fan of Mia Yim's. I would kind of like to see WWE kind of let her open up a little bit and do a little bit more with her. I liked her run in TNA that she had. So I don't think either match, you could tune into anything right now. AEW, NXT, they're all both one-sided matches as far as I'm concerned. Mia Yim is in the new Netflix movie. Can't remember the name of it offhand. That currently debuted a couple weeks ago. She's in there with her real life boyfriend Keithley. The Miz is in there. I started to watch it, but anybody that knows me knows I fall asleep in the first couple minutes of a movie. So did that. Have to give it another opportunity. All right, so Mia Yim is dominating on AEW. Wardlow is dominating on AEW. Mia Yim is dominating on NXT right now. So I know a lot about Mia Yim, so I'm just going to watch the Wardlow match on AEW and kind of see, find out a little bit more about this Wardlow character. He has the look. He looks like a dominating force. Oh, okay. This match is over. He had Lee Johnson on the top ropes, kind of pulls him down into a knee, just kneed him right in the face. He's got him on his shoulders. Oh my gosh. So he just kind of spins him, does like an airplane spin, picks up speed, lets him go. So it kind of looks like a, I don't know. It just keeps spinning, and just lets him go. And he just spins through the air and just crashes on his face. Oh. Yeah, so when he releases them, they're just showing the replay here, and it just looks like he's just spinning. So it looks like he releases them like an F5, but as he releases them, he still got almost a full rotation and then goes landing on his face. So Brody Lee is in action next. So if you guys are interested in that, Luke Harper, Brody Lee is coming up next on AEW. Later on tonight, main event, Kip Sabin, Dustin Rhodes. Now, they're not saying that if Dustin loses, he's going to retire, but I did see that post on the internet earlier. So, again, I think that was a stupid stipulation because I don't see why they, if you want to progress the Cody Rhodes storyline, you have Dustin win and then lose in the next round. All right, so Mia Yim won. Charlotte Flair is now coming out. So they're standing toe-to-toe.
Out of the deepest division in the WWE, I wanted a match first. And I know you've had some time to think about it, so I hope you want this match too.
So Charlotte is saying that she actually wants to face Mia Yim first. So I'm not sure how that's going to go because Io Shirai did win that ladder match.
You helped make me a star. And you've always been a good hand. And next week, I get to help finally make you one too.
So next week, Charlotte versus Mia Yim. That could be a very interesting match. Wondering where they're going with that. Like I said, Io Shirai won the ladder match that they just had about 2 weeks ago. So not sure how Mia Yim gets to jump the line here, but I'm interested in seeing the match. Like I said before, Mia Yim, very talented wrestler. I liked all the work she did in TNA. Glad to see her come to WWE. Now NXT is doing promo with Jack Gallagher. Me and my son have met him. Nice guy, signed for everybody there. Actually, we met him on 2 separate occasions, and he was super cool to sign on both of those occasions. So, sporting a new chest tattoo, actually. So that's interesting. So up next, Jack Gallagher versus El Hijo del Fantasma. As part of the Group B tournament matchup. Then they went to commercial. AEW is on commercial. Okay. So we got a question here from 13 Scorpio. Whenever you get a break from the action, what do you think of the WWE essentially having Die Hard at the headquarters at Money in the Bank? I think that could be interesting. I don't know if what they're gonna do with that. I did see in the promo before they put the wrestlers in on top of the roof that there's a ring up there. Are they gonna have a ring on the middle of the roof? Are they gonna put the briefcase up high? So you still have to climb in the ring and climb up a ladder. You're gonna have some sort of rigging to do that. I think it could be very interesting. I know Ryan earlier asked us if I was going to do a live stream during that. If I did, I would definitely have multiple people in the stream, so something to take a look at. But I don't know, that could be very interesting. These two climbing the corporate ladder matches, I think it's unique, and I don't know. I'm a fan of all the kooky different matches, like I've probably said time and time before. So, the different places that have the match. Okay, so 13 Scorpion heard that they have to fight their way up all the floors to the roof. I heard that. And then up the ladder to the belt. So, okay, so that's good. In the promo, though, I see a ring. Are they going to, put a ring on top of the building? That might, I don't know, that'd be kind of interesting. And still put the ladder in the ring. So Brody Lee is doing a promo right now. So 13 Scorpio, yes, ring on the roof, then the belt above. Oh man, it's creative enough. It's definitely got my attention.
Uno tells me that you're a hard worker. You just haven't gotten that payoff for your hard work. A lot of people
like the helipad and Die Hard, yeah.
You understand that? Do I look like I'm afraid of success?
I like this
I want to offer you.
Brody Lee.
I want to offer you.
These promos that he does, I didn't know he had the promo skills. I like this whole Vince McMahon-esque type character that he's doing. I know it's supposed to be the Dark Order, but it seems more like a Vince McMahon. So it looks like he's interviewing someone. You can't see him. You can kind of see just the guy's arm. You can't really see his face. Interviewing him to be in the Dark Order. Something about he's been mistreated other places. Could that be one of the people that was released? So kind of interested to see where they're... At first, I was not interested in the Dark Order storyline, but they managed to get on the hook here. So another debut, Justin Law. So I am noticing a lot of promos and a lot of newcomers. So. And that's on both shows. So a lot of one-sided matchups here. So it does make for a very predictable on both shows. So it looks like Brody Lee is actually going to be wrestling this Law individual. So that's one-sided for sure. And NXT is on. Actually, no, I thought it was a commercial, but it's actually Chelsea Green. Again, I can't get over just her entrance. It's totally Tessa Blanchard's entrance. So Jack Gallagher, I kind of, out of Group B, is my favorite to take it. I've been a fan of his for a while. Very talented individual, nice person when you meet him. I like this whole new look that he's doing. He's got the beard and the mustache, the shorter. He stopped coming out with the umbrella. He does kind of have this cloak on, though, which is, I don't know, it doesn't really look that good, you know. And then Gallagher is facing, who is this? Del Fantasmo. Okay, interesting. Del Fantasmo. 20 years of experience, they say he has. So before today, I would say, hey, it's a cruiserweight match. I'll go to AEW, but it's Brody Lee on a one-sided match right here. And the cruiserweights, the previous two cruiserweight matches that they've had earlier were actually better than what AEW has been putting out. I think AEW was winning for better shows so far. Well, in the beginning, they started it out with a really great match. But they've just kind of been putting on these one-sided squash matches and a lot of promos. And NXT actually started out with the women's tag match, which wasn't too bad. They've been doing the promos as well. But then they had two really good cruiserweight matches. Yeah, Brody Lee just finished off this Law character. Okay, so not only did Jack Gallagher actually get a new whole chest piece, he actually got tattoos up and down his arm now as well. You know, good wrestling ability. I think he just needs to fix up that character a little bit more. Okay, so that's interesting. So Brody Lee is in the face of Marco Stunt, who is out at ringside, staring down Billy Gunn and his son. Looks like they might be setting up maybe Marco Stunt versus Brody Lee. Okay, so now they did actually mention that Dustin Rhodes, if he loses, he's actually going to retire. So, and it looks like coming up is going to be the Inner Circle's Bubbly Bunch, kind of their take on the Brady Bunch. So it wasn't super entertaining last week to me. If you guys are watching, you disagree with something, put it in the comments. I'll definitely comment on it. So for those that are watching, we did just talk about before all that action on TV. We're talking about the Money in the Bank. If there's anybody else excited for the Money in the Bank, what do you think about starting on the first floor or kind of working your way through every floor? And then you got to still enter the ring on top of the roof, climb up the ladder to retrieve your base to become Money in the Bank. It's creative enough where I'm definitely want to see what that's going to be all about. For me, even some of the dumbest gimmick matches, I'm a sucker for the gimmick matches. "13 Scorpio says he likes it. He'll watch it. If you're watching this, you like Corvettes, 13 Scorpio, he has his own YouTube channel. So definitely over there, he has 2 Corvettes. I'm not even going to say what they are because I will get them wrong. He also says probably the cinematic style, like the AJ Undertaker. I definitely heard that there's rumors that they were going to shoot those like that. I heard they actually might have already shot these matches. So I don't look for spoilers because I don't want to see any. So, but I heard rumors that they have already shot some of the matches for Money in the Bank. The AJ Styles Undertaker match, from what I hear, it took about 8 hours to film that. And then the scene where he hits the glass on the side of the hearse and busts it out and cuts his hand, that was actually not supposed to happen. Undertaker just kind of improv that. But then they liked it. So they didn't focus on the blood on the hand or anything, but they kind of like, hey, it worked. Even though he did cut himself open. But yeah, that one was not planned. That was just what happened during one of the takes, and they kept it. I do like the cinematic style. I don't think that they should, they're going to overdo it. So here's hoping that they kind of limit that in the future, but it was super successful for the 2 matches they did at WrestleMania 36. So
a fighter boyfriend and Jimmy had it. Guys, this is actually me very pissed off right now. You're not gonna like Trent when he's quiet, because when he's quiet, that means you're gonna die, baby. Let's get out of here.
AEW has an interview with Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta. So the members of the... Yeah, okay. So I called it next week. Brody Lee versus Marco Stunt. If you're not familiar with Marco Stunt, he is a short individual. He looks like he's 12, but when I looked it up, I think he's like 24 or 26. Very agile. Can definitely sell a beat down really well. I had to look up how old he was because I was sure that they had a kid in there. I mean, he looks like he's about 12 years old. So now AEW has the Bubbly Bunch coming on. And NXT is on commercial.
Really wanted you to win the AEW World Title and bring it back to the inner circle, and
We've got to focus on the positives. Focusing solely on the negatives. No, if we were there, it would have been a completely different story.
So they're all talking to Jake Hager about his loss to Moxley last week.
It's only a matter of time. Sammy, you are far too beautiful to be looking so sad. Sadness. Next time we see John Moxley.
Okay. Sammy Guevara. He is just funny. He's sitting there with a sad face on, and he's holding his cat in his lap. We just got a close up here of Jericho's Roomba.
perfect idea. How about we do a Flim Flam video?
You guys know I love the Flim Flam. I love the Flim Flam.
I don't know, guys. I'm just not in the mood.
Are you sure?
So they're all filming from their house.
Whoever does the best Flim Flam gets a prize. A container of hand sanitizer.
Oh my gosh. They're going to be doing a flim flam off. And Jericho said the winner gets a prize. And they want to know what it was. And he was like, yeah, it's a bottle of hand sanitizer. Now they are all flim flamming. Okay. If you have this DVR'd, watch it. If not, pull it up on YouTube. So, okay. Sammy Guevara had some pretty impressive moves. He kind of wrecked it. Jericho's mad. Said Sammy's always got to be a show off. Hope he enjoys his hand sanitizer that he won. All right, that was pretty funny. So, AEW, the bubbly bunch. NXT still has that cruiserweight match going on. El Phantasma versus Gallagher.
Gallagher in trouble here, and Phantasma using his size advantage in this match. Oh, look at this. How quick was that?
13 Scorpio. They had me at Roomba.
Look at this, up on the shoulders, trying to put away Gallagher. Ripped at the mask again. Got shoulders down.
So Gallagher trying, basic heel moves, pulling at El Phantasma's mask. Oh, massive headbutt. I think that's it. No. That is the thing about Gentleman Jack, man. His headbutt that he does. Oh, my God. That thing's so vicious looking. Headbutt, square to his jaw. Oh. Missed like a double drop kick in the turnbuckle. Phantasm has him up. Hits him with the driver. Got the win. So basically hit him with the diamond drop, if anybody knows who Devin Diamond is. "13 Scorpio says, got to be the first time a Roomba has been in pro wrestling." Yeah, you got Matt and his thing, and now you got Jericho with his Roomba. Maybe they'll do a tag team match. Inner whatever species thingy. I don't even know what you would call the Roomba and Hardy's. Cinematic style matchup or something that they'll end up doing. So Group A, Jake Atlas and Kushida both have one win. Tony Nese and Maverick are 0-1.
Muchas gracias a todos ustedes en casa. Este es un paso más de ese campeonato crucero. Muchas gracias.
So yeah, now Phantasmo is doing an interview.
And we'll continue making real-time decisions to best serve you, our customers.
Because now, more than ever, being a good neighbor means
And AEW is on commercial right now. So up next is the main event. We got Velveteen Dream, Keith Lee versus the Undisputed Era. A Roomba on a pole match from 13 Scorpio. As funny as that might be, I don't know. When you give Matt Hardy creative reigns like that, he usually does pretty good. So we'll kind of see. I think he just needs to update this character, but I know they're looking at doing their own cinematic match, whether it's Hardy versus Jericho or Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. So that's probably going to be coming up in the next week or so, next week or two. NXT is now on commercial, so both main events are going to be started. Actually, AEW is just hyping the Dustin Kip Sabin match.
What I want you to do, Dustin, is bring your pride. Bring the natural. Because when I win this tournament, it's going to be a hell of a lot.
What I do, and I believe in myself. I think that is the key to get to the finals. I dig deep. I persevere.
So, looking at both main events now that we're here at the main event, trying to see who I think has the better main event. I mean, the NXT match is probably going to be more entertaining. I like I said, I don't really know who will win that match, but the Kip Sabin Rhodes match, I believe I know. I don't see how you have Rhodes lose, especially if he wins. He goes against the Murder Hawk character that's just been dominating. And we already know, that's pretty much what the final is going to be, is Cody versus the Murder Hawk. So to kind of move that story along, you have to have Dustin win this. So I didn't understand why they put that stipulation on there, but now I get it, because now it's kind of making me go, are they going to do something different? Is there some sort of swerve here? I mean, I'm not impressed with the Kip Sabian. Kind of sad Britt Baker wasn't on AEW today.
Together now with Penelope Ford making their own little faction.
Kip Sabin and Penelope Ford. Again, not really. They don't really do much. Just another character. Now you got Dustin coming out with his sister-in-law, Brandy. Stats won the last 5 of his last 6 matches he's won. If you had asked me a couple, years ago, back when Dustin was in WWE with his Gold Dust gimmick, I said, okay, he can just kind of hang up the boot. But since he's come to AEW, I kind of like this. He comes out with the half face paint on. Half of his suit is red and black. The other half is black and red. So he's got this black and red thing going on. He's calling himself the Natural. So it's kind of like old school Dustin Rhodes. It's kind of new school, or, old school Dustin and recently Gold Dust, kind of blended all into one. The Gold Dust had its moment, the character had its moments early on, but all right, so that's about 15 minutes left on on both of these shows. So on NXT, we just have the Dream making his grand entrance. So it looks like it was supposed to be Dream versus Balor. Was the original main event scheduled for today. That would have been pretty good. I think that probably would have been a little bit better than the match that we are getting, but still not a bad match. Dream, Keithley versus the Undisputed Era. A lot of talent in the ring. I'm a big Dream fan. Velveteen Dream. Love the gimmick. Like them all the way back from trying to. You know, his character really is a blend of so many wrestlers from the past. All right, the Keithley entrance music. Oh man, it gets me. There's something about his entrance music. It doesn't fit his character, but it works. Got the choir in the background. Gotta bask in his glory. Keithley, another great character. I foresee that he'll probably have the belt. He has the United States belt right now. But I believe he will have that heavyweight title here probably within the next year. I'm glad that they are keeping the belt on Adam Cole. He's had it for quite a bit. So I do think once Keithley loses that North America Championship, he's probably going to be the next individual to probably wear that belt. Just my early prediction here. So, yeah, I'm not sure. This won't be a long match. They only have about 10 minutes to get this match going if they started right now. AEW is on commercial.
Everything on Mr. Wolf's training is connected. The balance of need and speed, greed. This train is ours.
So yeah, that's that right now. They got me with this. There was a commercial for some show called Snowpiercer. I don't know anything about it, but I was like, well, I've got to watch that for a second. That looks like that might be an interesting show. And that's on TNT, so. Okay, so this NXT match is actually picking up quite quickly. Bobby Fish just got kicked out from ringside. Uh-oh. Oh! Damian Priest just came out, hit Keithley in the throat twice with it looks like a nightstick. So it looks like Priest versus Keith Lee for the title next week is what they just announced. So that will be a pretty interesting match. They got referees coming out to get Keith Lee. So it looks like it's going to be Velveteen Dream versus Undisputed Era on a 2-on-1 handicap match. Undisputed Era is attacking Velveteen Dream while the referees are distracted trying to get Keith Lee out.
All that stuff has allowed me to reach my hosting Cannonball. The biggest
Okay, so NXT went to commercial. The Miz is hosting some show called Cannonball. Coming soon to USA. It looks like a version of like Wipeout, if anybody has watched that.
Why would he put such pressure on himself? He has to do everything picture perfect in this match. Because if he loses, not only is he out of the tournament, he's out of a job. Right now, focusing on the knee. And there you see on one side.
All right, so I flipped it back over to AEW.
Look at that. Every single person.
Dustin's getting worked over. His knee's getting worked over.
Of course, the gun dummies. None of those guys should be allowed in here, even this close to Le Champion. Talk about social distancing. I had social distance all of them outside the building. Did you call them the gun? Did you call them the gun dummies?
All right, so yeah, there's
The gun dummies.
looks like he worked over his knee pretty good. Dustin's selling that quite well. Got whipped to the corner, collapsed. Kip Sabin is on him, stomping away at his knee.
Dustin Rhodes tonight, as long as I do everything that I have to do to win the match. And that's what he's doing. Dustin trying and finally pulled himself up, but he is in a lot of pain here, fans. Kip Sabin is in control of this matchup here on Dynamite. And the rope to go. Drop kick just did connect.
All right, yeah, so he's still working over Dustin. They still have probably about 7 minutes or so left on this match that they can do.
I'll tell you what, that sure does wear him down and takes him off his feet once again.
I don't know. I probably would.
Definitely got the upper hand in this match. He can smell the blood of Dustin Rhodes.
I don't know. I would. Man, I just don't find Kip Sabian entertaining to watch. I mean, he's got a look, but he's super dry.
Probably 20, 30, 40 pounds, right? But still couldn't hold him up. Yeah, that's a great point. Of course, it's a great point. I said it. Exactly. That's what I meant. Now pulling back on the arm here.
So let's see. NXT still on commercial. So
The perfect way to care for your baby is your own.
we spent most of the time just getting the people to the ring. So well,
Into the side of the head. There's Dustin fighting out. Open and slap that time. Here we go.
Dustin on AEW is making a comeback.
One step ahead. And time Dustin. Forward roll. Again. 2. Oh.
Almost got a 3 count with the roll up. And Kip Sabian's back, hit him with a knee. Then a spinning clothesline or a spinning chop, it actually looked like.
He didn't catch all of them with the lariat, but at this point, Sabin's just toying with Dustin. As Dustin better pull up some energy reserve here because
You know, Kip Sabian has his manager on the outside. And she just really, she's a heel. They need to incorporate her a little bit more.
Well, it is. Kip Sabin is really in control of this matchup, and now, as you see, Aubrey Everett's checking in. He may be going out here.
You know, now the managers don't really even do anything. I mean, unless you see someone like a Paul Heyman who does it quite well. I mean, the art of being a really good manager, I think, is kind of lost. I don't really see too many people that stand out besides like Paul Heyman. I actually liked when they had Leo Rush for Bobby Lashley. I thought Leo Rush was doing a halfway decent job, but now they just have, the ladies stand out at ringside. They don't really get involved too much. They just are there cheering on. Well, I guess when there's no crowd, maybe you need that, but I would really like to see the art of a good manager come back to wrestling. It can help really drive that story, I think. to a match, give that added extra. And there are just some people that need a manager. Dustin just hit him with an atomic drop, and it was not. It looked like Dustin did it right, but Kip Sabin didn't allow himself to go down far enough, so it looks like it was, totally did nothing.
Another thing we have to point out is in a full arena, Dustin will be feeding off the cheers from the fans as he does a Rhodes power slam. Woo, we got a 2 count.
So he did hit him with the Rhodes power slam, so that's pretty good. I know he does it pretty well. It's like that snap power slam that Randy Orton does. All right, let's see what NXT has to offer here. Okay, so I'm not sure who this Dexter Loomis character is. He kind of looks like, I don't know, he jumped up to help out Dream. Looks like a Russian soldier almost. He kind of looks like maybe Dolph Lundgren from Rocky, if Dolph Lundgren from Rocky had a mustache. So, but it looks like it's a tag match after all. So if whoever's watching, they know who that guy is that Dream is partnered with, that who just hopped up there. If you know something about him, let me know, because I don't follow him that much at all, actually. Okay, Dream made the tag. Okay, this guy, he's got some moves. Dexter Loomis. He's got the black gloves on. He's got this green, like, tight pants on, like, almost military-esque looking. Wow, okay. He's, just whooping up on the Undisputed Era. So, Dexter Loomis running, okay. Velveteen, Purple Rainmaker, Adam Cole, and they won. So I see SSW Pro Wrestling. Good show, champ. Thank you for tuning in. As you see, I have the belt shined up nice once this quarantine's over. So I have your guys' belt shined up nice right here for you. So again, if you're watching this, SSW Pro Wrestling Entertainment, they have a YouTube channel. 13 Scorpio has a lot of questions today. He has a channel as well, SSW Pro Wrestling. You can see some of my matches, some Vic Capri. If you don't know that name, definitely look at that. You got people, Ryan Cross. Okay, so I flipped back over to AEW, and Dustin did indeed win. So, kind of, like I said, that was super predictable. But that Dexter character on NXT, I'm going to have to look into him. He kind of has a weird psycho look, so it kind of feels like a Dexter from, the show Dexter, but he kind of also looks like the Russian Val Kilmer from Rocky with the mustache. So whoever's watching this, that's the main events there. So that's done. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys like to see more of this, let me know. Do this on Wednesdays. I started it a half hour later just so it doesn't run so long. I might do that again next week. I might make it only an hour. maybe just do the second hour. But, you know, if people are interested, you let me know. I will keep doing it. If I don't hear feedback, then I just change up my strategy. So, again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know. Until next time.